Welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to meet Jerry, who prefers to be known as Mutt.
Yeah,
And you live in this really nice Ram Promaster. It must be very new. What year is your Promaster?
this is a 14. I did buy it new. And this is a basic cowboy setup.
Right.
That's what I call it. I got a bed up off the ground and food no farther away to cafe. I don't have any solar. I don't have any house batteries. I don't have any water system. I have a sprayer, pump up sprayers I use for showers. And it's very basic. So everything in there. I just bought a box with a motor on it, or motor with a box, however you want to say it. Everything in there, I just built it about 2 days in my buddy's driveway, and I've been living in there for 3 years.
Wow, 3 years.
Yeah, and I'm very comfortable.
Good. And so you must be retired?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm retired and got a good retirement. But I've done this kind of stuff most of my life. I did it on motorcycles when I was younger. And my legs said I'm not going to do that anymore. And then even in my career, I had Chevy panel trucks. I had them mid 60s. And we travel all the time. And then when I retired, I bought this.
And now you just live wherever you want to live.
Yeah.
Go where you want to go.
Yes, exactly. We had a little fire here last night. We had a little circle thing, sort of like an AA meeting, who are you and why are you here and all that stuff. And they asked me, I absolutely believe this, the absolute best thing about living this way is you have the permanent option to change anything, anytime you want.
Yeah.
If I wake up in the morning and I don't like the weather, I change it. If I don't like my neighbor, I change it. If I want some kind of food that's 100 miles away, I go. It's absolutely the best.
Yeah. You arrange your life to you.
You're not pinned or tethered to anything. Turn the key.
Right.
Change it all right now, today.
And do you have the diesel or gas?
That's a diesel. I didn't start out to get a diesel. It just happened, and the van turned out to be a very good deal. But when people ask me about the diesel, I get pretty good mileage. I average about 25, and people go, "Oh, I'd really like to have that." But if I can here, I'd like to expound on that because you need to know that if you went and bought this, that diesel engine is a $6,000 option. So you got to think about how much gasoline you could buy for $6,000.
Right.
A lot. So you would have to drive it for a long, long time to equal out. The other thing is the new diesels, you have to put this stuff called DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, in there. So you have to deal with that. To service this thing is $150. You get 10 quarts of synthetic oil and it's $55 a filter. So people, yeah, you get the better mileage, but you got to take all that into consideration, And then they'll say, well, that'll last you your lifetime. It'll go a million miles. That's right. Are you going to keep it a million miles? Do you want to do it? So you got to really put some serious thought into where you go with gas. Gas is easy. It's everywhere. Diesel's kind of messy too. It's like kids with ice cream. When you fill up, you got to get it on your hands, and you got to be careful. Gas evaporates away. So I just happened to, it's a really good deal. Lucky it was right there. It all came together. I wanted the van. I didn't want to mess around no more, and I just took it. But anybody considering it should put a lot of thought into that.
Right. Plus, there's always, we all think about the big pluses. We kind of gloss over the negatives.
Yeah. So you need to, you don't have no maintenance like spark plugs and tune-ups and stuff like that, but there's a big teeter-totter there. And if you're starting out, you might not want to spend that extra $6,000. I did not do that. That did not happen to me. I have to be very clear with everybody about that. But if you were to just go buy one, that's what you would run into.
So you've been on the road for 2 years, 3 years, 3 years, and you still love it because you do what you want. Don't like where you are, you go somewhere else.
Yeah, if you can see the magnets. So I've been to all them places. I go to all the national parks. I get a magnet, I get a patch, and I get a pin. And that part. And eventually, somebody in my family or a good seamstress somewhere will make a very, very nice quilt on all those patches. And it'll be a hanging. I started out thinking I'd put them on a jacket, but there's just way too many. And I thought, well, I'll make this, and it'll make a nice hanging. It'll be a pretty,
very nice
quilt. Yeah.
So, would you mind if we looked around and see your build?
Yeah. No, you can have at it.
Okay, let's take a look. And you just did a real simple build, nothing elaborate?
I've done this in my buddy's driveway in Dwight, Wisconsin. That and this bench in about a day and a half. That part behind there is showing. I was driving down the street in Dwight, Wisconsin, and it was sitting on the curb. Somebody threw it out as trash. So I just got on, took my tape measure, and well, fit right in there.
Right.
So I just set it right in there, and it makes a nice little thing. And I just went to Walmart and bought the cabinets for, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 bucks a piece.
Right, cost you nothing.
This here is my bathroom.
Nice.
I hardly ever go in a van, but if you have to.
It's there.
But this is a handicapped chair.
Right.
For people. So I keep it double bagged inside there. And if I have to, then I use it, take the bags, tie them up, put them in another bag, and then at the first place that's reasonable, I get rid of it. This here is just, I just keep stuff in there, mouthwash, a toothbrush.
Stuff you got to have on a daily basis.
Yeah, pretty stuff you use all the time. But everything in here, the whole concept of this, I guess would be the word, is modular. I could throw everything out of here in an hour or less and start expediting freight if I wanted to.
Have you expedited since you've had it?
No, but I thought I might. I
Uh-huh.
thought I might be retired and get bored.
Right.
It didn't take me long to get over that. We're in camp right now, so everything's a little disorganized, but that's the way it is. That's the whole thing, point about life. So it's basic. This is my bed. I sleep here. The other thing about this is it doubles as a very good chair, too.
I see that.
And I sit there a lot.
Right.
And look out when I have a nice view where I want to be, or I just want to sit and read for a while.
And if you don't have a nice view, you go to where there is one.
Well, yes. I don't know what they cost anymore.
You can get them at thrift stores for, I bet, for next to nothing. And just some more storage back on this side.
Well, this is my clothes. I just keep my clothes in here. And some towels here. And then I have a map of every state. When I go into another state, if I'm on a freeway, when you're traveling, if you're on a freeway or a major highway, there's usually a visitor center.
Right.
And you stop there right away and get a map. And then I always try to get two because I usually wear one out in that state while I'm there. And then I have one spare ready to go. And then a lot of people ask me that I run into they need one. So they don't get wasted, they get used. And that's my map library. I got storage on there for 10 gallons of water. I don't really carry it around. I can if I want to. I just haven't needed to.
Well, and these Rams, one of the great thing about them is they're just huge. There's just a huge amount of room in here.
Yeah. This here, my little grandniece insists I have to have a traveling companion.
Right.
So she came out and put that up there herself. These are cheap. You get them at Walmart.
Right.
And then they make smaller ones too, like this. You know,
Blue drawers.
You know, you can put another one on top here. They stack if you want. I try not to collect anything. I don't like this word storage. You know, people that live like us, it's about getting rid of things, and when you use that word storage, that invokes collecting stuff. So I don't like that word.
Right.
You know, I got overhead storage up there.
Oh yeah, that's a very good
Comes
feature.
in it.
Good feature of the Promaster.
I have the Lucy solar lights right there on the dash.
The charging.
Yeah, and I use them in here. I just hang in here. I can read in here at night with them.
Sure.
I recommend them to everybody.
Lucy lights are great.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Mud, you got it set it up. It's home.
My
home for the last few years.
My bathroom is outside right now.
Oh, you have a potty tent?
No, but I have a pump thing that I use for a shower.
Ah.
I got it outside right now. It just usually lives right here and here, and then I just go somewhere and I try to be on pavement, and then I just open the doors like this and pump it up and take a shower.
Right.
It just lives right there.
Right.
It works really good. You buy these bottles, these are like for people for plants, for sprayers, farmers use. And you go buy it. This is like for a sink sprayer.
Right.
You go buy one of these and you get some 1/4-inch hose and cut that thing off because that's too stiff. You know.
Right.
Some of them come with it, but then you just got a sprayer. Just pump it up.
Pump it up. You got a pressurized water.
Yeah, works great.
Nice.
I've discovered what works better for me. Instead of using bar soap and jars of soap, I put shampoo in here and water, and I shake it up, and then I can spray it instead of trying to find a bottle.
Right.
It works really good. And then here, I just do the same thing with soap, and I wash myself. I can just spray myself. Soap, you're always dropping it or something.
Right.
Slippery.
Yeah.
I've found out that these sprays works better.
Right.
Hang my towels right here.
Uh-huh.
The other one's usually over there. And they just hang up and live there, and they dry out there. And they're here when I need them, and I wash my face.
Right. Right. Sounds great. Got everything up you need right here.
Yeah. I carry tools. There's my tools and my jumper cables. You should have some stuff with you all the time. You never know.
A few essentials.
Yeah. This is my little tool kit that I've had for ever. This goes all the way back to my motorcycles. Just standard stuff that you always have. You always need. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with it. But I have to say this is like version 1.
Right.
It's going to get changed pretty soon. I made a bad mistake, just as a bad mistake, and I would recommend people not to do it. I went to my cousin's when it was just a box, and he had a big shop, and he's a craftsman. He likes doing stuff, and I went somewhere, and I come back, he was already into the project, so I left it on. But he made me a nice hard floor, but he carpeted it.
Right.
Carpeting is not the way to go. You want laminated or linoleum or something that you can sweep and mop. And when you come and camp out places like this, and even worse than this, it's just dirty sometimes. We were a couple places where it was just powder dirt. You just couldn't stop it. So then, the only way to clean this is to vacuum it.
Right.
If you got a hard surface, you can sweep it and mop it. And then, if you want carpeting, you put down little throw rugs.
Throw
like
rugs,
that.
right.
You can wash them, or they're so cheap you can throw them away and buy another one.
Right.
So I recommend not to use carpeting. It might look nice, it might feel nice, it's not good.
Right, I agree completely.
Yeah.
I have linoleum in my van. Okay, well, thanks so much, Mud. I appreciate your sharing your home with us, and everyone out there, I hope you got some good ideas and some inspiration. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you later.